Is it possible to retire in your 30s? Let's find out. Hello, and welcome to another edition of Shine 365, where our job is to help you live a better life. Is it possible? Can you retire in your 30s? Money advice I'm following from my grandfather to retire in my 30s. This article is from Business Insider, and it's written by Sean, the Money Wizard. Let's look at some of the advice he was given from his grandfather so that he could retire in his 30s. Now, he says he was surprised to learn that his grandfather was a millionaire. He didn't know his grandfather was a millionaire. I don't know whether my grandfather was a millionaire. Maybe he was. This is just not something you ask. But we can learn a lot from those who went ahead of us. He says, "My grandfather told me that if I wanted to be wealthy, I should live below my means, invest my savings in stocks and bonds, and patiently build my wealth." Live below your means. What does this mean? Well, obviously, you need to set a budget. Put it in your phone. That's the easiest way to do it. There's a lot of budgets, apps that you can use on your phone. You have to figure out how much you spend each month, and then how much you make each month. And hopefully, you're making more than you spend. When I was a teenager, I got hit with the surprise of my life. My grandfather, who I suspected might not have much, was actually, and there it is, a millionaire. That sentence doesn't quite convey the shock that jolted through me when I heard the news. My grandfather didn't graduate from college. He earned a modest blue-collar salary, and he spent his whole life raising not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 kids. His lifestyle didn't hint at money either. In fact, his constant penny pinching only reinforced my theory that he didn't have much money. This guy always drove a 15-year-old beater car, and he wouldn't be caught dead paying someone to change its oil. He drank the cheapest beer, and he would walk across town, not drive, if that would save on gas. And did I not mention that he raised 5 kids? The kids cost a lot of money, 5 kids. But all the while he carried a silent secret. His modest lifestyle was actually funding an ever-growing portfolio of stocks and bonds. And now we have other options besides just stocks and bonds. There is crypto coin. And I like using crypto coin. I believe in it, at least right now. It does have its ups and downs. It is very volatile, like a roller coaster, but gold and silver, same thing. But all of these options are investments, and you have to put some equity into these investments in order to get a return. By the time his grandfather retired at age 60, he's talking about his grandfather, that portfolio that he had been slowly putting money in was worth an astounding $1.2 million, and that's a lot of money, even today. You can imagine the impact it had on me. Immediately, I wanted to know the secret. How on earth had this normal guy, this average Joe, become a millionaire? And what could I do to replicate his success? We all want to know, how can we become millionaires as well? Well, here's my grandpa's advice. He said, "My grandpa let me in on this secret. Wealth doesn't mean earning a lot of money, nor does it mean spending a lot of money. Wealth is all about investing in income-producing assets. Income-producing assets could be called streams of revenue. Streams of revenue where you earn revenue and you don't have to do anything. Essentially, you can earn money in your sleep because you've set up these things. You have interest from putting money in the bank. Well, you can't get much from that. So that's not something that's viable right now. But you can still buy stocks. You can get dividends from certain stocks. AT&T is a stock that pays a pretty good dividend. There are certain banks, stocks that pay dividends. There are several cryptocurrencies where you can put up money for staking and earn a 10% return on that. So you're earning a stream of revenue from these investments. And the more streams, obviously, the better. For Grandpa, his asset choice were stocks. By earning just average stock market returns over the 35-year working career, he only needed to invest about $8,000 per year for his portfolio to grow from nothing to $1.2 million. Because he didn't have the luxury of a high-paying salary, this meant carefully watching his money. Because when you think about it, he was putting in almost $1,000 a month, and that's hard to do even now. But it is possible. There are new ways to earn money and get a higher return. So if you can make 10% or 15%, just think how that could add up over a number of years. Putting Grandpa's advice into action. As a teenager, I started saving money aggressively. If old Grandpa could do it with 5 kids and a modest income, well, maybe I could too. I started investing my measly savings the way Grandpa did, with the goal to simply earn average stock market returns. As it turns out, with the increasing availability of passively managed index funds, earning those average returns has never been easier. And what is an index fund? An index fund is an index of different stocks. So you're not invested in only one stock. You're spreading out your risk. If you're in multiple stocks or a fund, then if one stock goes up or down, it's not really going to affect you because the other stocks balance out. If one goes up and another one goes down, the two balance out. And you compound that over time and it adds up. Here he talks about compound interest. My pocket change through high school and college had grown to about $20,000 by the time I walked across the stage to collect my college diploma. By the age of 25, using the strategy to live beneath my means and save a big portion of my $50,000 salary, my portfolio had grown to $100,000. 5 years and some pay raises later, I'm now 30-year-old sitting on over $400,000. It really adds up. And the more money you start to have, the easier it is to add on to that money. It's almost like a snowball effect going up the hill. You start out with a little bit, and as you get more, and it gains more, and the more you're investing, the more your investments are growing. He started earlier, and that gave him a big boost. Some people don't ever invest. Some people invest late, but you know what? Better late than never. By starting a little earlier, he started in high school, he was able to save a little bit more, and the power of compound interest surpassed his wildest expectations. So if you run a basic compound interest calculator, he currently, the author, is on pace to match Grandpa's $1.2 million portfolio by age 60. If I keep it up, my portfolio should hit an absolutely ridiculous $6.8 million by age 60. $6.8 million. It blows your mind, but it shows you what saving can do. And it's a mindset, because a lot of us, once we get the money in, we spend it. Some people spend the money before they even get it in. They use credit cards. Some people do cash advance on their paychecks. And I know it's difficult, but once you start doing it, and once you start seeing how your investments make money, it becomes addictive. The author says, even if I stopped investing tomorrow and decided to never save another penny for the rest of my life, the money that I've set aside already should compound to about $3 million by age 60. Because of this, my current plan is to walk away from my full-time career by age 35. From there, I plan to earn money through some lower stress part-time jobs in order to fund a modest lifestyle. So, at age 35, the author's ready to start winding down, take it easy, and as the stock market goes up, he's going to gain money. If he just lets it do that, it will grow to over $3 million. Thank you so much for watching this edition of Shine. We do have different podcasts coming out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so please tune in. Please give it a thumbs up if you like the broadcast. Hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time on Shine 365.